right. Hey guys. So we're back. So let's go ahead and get into the messages. So what are the twins learning here? And what are the twins learning here? What are the twins learning here? Okay. So the twins are learning the heart of the matter. There's more going on than meets the eye. Okay. So there could be a lot of external forces that are going on that is beyond you, that you beyond realize that is going on with your twin. And you have to remember there has to be a certain place of patience. There has to be a certain level of understanding. But you have to understand, I love you. These are powerful words. What can you say to someone right now that can help you and teach you how these words represent truth, profoundness, gentleness, easiness, a something that you could give someone, like something that you could like really provide someone. Romance. Lavish the one you love with personal intention and affection. Wow. And then ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept and support in the back of the day. This is about asking for help. This is truly about asking for help. Asking for help. Asking for support. Asking and willing to provide, willing to give. It's so interesting because he's becoming this emperor and he's becoming the masculine is becoming himself. He is walking more truthfully in himself. So what is our connection here to the divine feminine? Then we have the moon. Here she is. Here she is. Here she is. She wants to speak. The moon goddess wants to speak. She has something to say. She has something to say. So let's see. We have the Empress. I never knew what it would be like to be loved, to be known, to be heard, and to be one. I never knew what it meant to be truly and fully complete. If I ever knew, if I ever hoped for, if I ever journeyed beyond these walls, beyond I would never knew what it'd been like to move past even the capacity to love. The Black Madonna, Our Lady of the Hermetes, had transformed pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. This herbal truth right here, y'all, speaks a profoundness of the emergence of a union. They're both finding themselves, and they're both coming from a place of true wisdom within themselves and finding divinity. They're defining who they really are. And they're really speaking who they really are. They're coming into this and their own unions of selves. They're not stopping for anything that doesn't represent their true divine divinity. The divine feminine on the back of the card is the green Tara, the Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs me my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. Wow. And the card right after wow is Sekhmet. And it says, the Red Lady, I'm pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Wow. Whew. If we want to go deep, we can go deep. This beauty comes from something deep within the spirit of the divine feminine. And these combination of these cards, y'all, represent a power that is honored, that is hopeful, that stands in her truth. The Black Madonna represents the moon. The Black Madonna truly represents the moon, and she truly represents the womanhood of motherhood as well. She represents all of that in what she is. Wow, Shakita, transformation. 4 and 5, 9, completion. Moringa, 3 and 7. That is 10, wholeness, death and magic. I see that as a rebirth. I see that as something that she is merely biting into. Wow. It's almost like a poison apple, but what is this? So let's see. So I have my Manga Tarot deck. This is such a cute deck. Let's get into this here, Spirit. Okay. The Eight of Cups. So what is the divine feminine walking away from, this Eight of Cups energy? What is she going on to do? This is something that this is coming in her future, in her past, in her present. The Eight of Swords. Wow. This entrapment, this being stuck. Nine of Swords, Two of Swords, and Three of Swords. So this pain, wow. So the divine feminine has to make sure that she guards her heart at this time. Her actions. She must be very careful of her actions. She must be very careful of even her, wow, Typhoon, the masculine, her anger and rage. And then right after that, the Thoth and wisdom. She is learning something from her past. She is learning something in this deflection, her reflection. So let's see here. Let's clarify this, okay? That is coming from her past, Spirit. Mother. What is coming from her present? Love life. And what would be coming from her future? Native American. Wow. Communal living. Wow. Wow. Okay. So I'm hearing interdemption. I'm hearing interdemption. I'm trying to see. Let's see. I want to pull something. Let's get a clarification. Okay. The dark. Something else. I just heard boot. Living in the dark and intensity furry. Born in Boston, Sylvia Plath was a social and academic success in spite of severe depression and suicide attempts. On a Fulbright scholarship to Cambridge University, she met and married the poet Ted Hughes. While Hughes philandered and kept bees, Plath stayed at home with 2 children and wrote increasingly brilliant, scary poetry that made use of her anger at her husband and father, intense mental states, and this obsession with death. At 30, Plath ended her life by putting her head in the oven. Wow. So there could be themes of the divine feminine that is learning from a past of something within herself. There could be something very dark within herself that maybe she also needs to share. Let's pull here. Oh, the devil. Something that is entrapping her. The magician is here. Nine of Wands. I'm hearing this is her own story. What is her own story? The Four of Cups. I'm hearing Gander. There has been very vast trauma within the Divine Feminine collective. There has been very vast trauma in the Divine Feminine collective, and I feel like this Native American card is something about bringing something within medicine, something within medicine that is needed, something that needs to, the bees, honey, something sweet, something that brings her fulfillment, something that brings her joy, something that brings her to her aliveness. This is of like the heart. Now the Eight of Swords again. Wow. The Ace of Pentacles. She doesn't want to get trapped in the same mundane, not in the same respect, not in the same worth, not in the same, like, she desires true joy. She true desires true happiness. She desires true this awakening. She desires the sun and the youngness and the freeness. And there's so much that the divine feminine has deeply locked away. And the divine feminine has to emerge herself into her Ten of Cups. She has to give herself everything that she has ever desired and not settle for anything less, not settle for any cycle, not cycle for anything, no cycles. She doesn't want to go through the death and the magic and the tainting, the taintiness of the heart, the taintiness of the barren, the taintiness of the depression, the taintiness of the exhaustion. She wants to be free. She wants to be out. She wants to be joyful. She desires to be joyful. She desires to be happy. She desires for everything. But here's the Eight of Cups. She must also walk away from something. And that something is her own discovery. The Eight of Pentacles. Her craftsmanship. Her craftsmanship creates, this balance within inside of herself, that she can discover something within herself, her own paintings, her own creation. And then this unexpected change. This unexpected change into her own wisdom. Trusting herself. Oh, shoot. Trusting herself. Trusting herself. That she knows what she can carry. She knows what she can carry. She knows her truth. She knows her mind. She knows what she can bring to the table. She knows what she can offer the world. She knows what she says. What can I do? How can I be? Who am I to be this fearless person, this fearless woman, this typhoon, this person? How can I be so humble to speak my own wisdom? To speak my own strength, and I honor my anger by giving it voice, because I'm speaking. And she journeys. She journeys into what she has created. And at last, she finally finds her own world. What she desires. She goes back to the I am. She goes back into her own creation. She goes back into her own self. She goes back into her own decision. She goes back into her own being. She looks up to the divine. She asks and she prays. And oh, she prays for union. She prays for the home. She asks for letting me out. Let me out of that grave. Let me out of that redemption. Let me out of that bury, that carry. Let me step into my authority. Let me manifest this wealth. Let me manifest my own strength. And the Ten of Wands, it don't mean maybe all the time you carrying something. It means that you gotta work for something. You gotta bring in some things too, even when you're tired, and you gotta carry some things too sometimes, but you know what you can carry. And this is what I'm seeing. I don't really see a person right here who can't carry this. I see a person that is taking what her spiritual truth. Her spiritual. I'm looking at this card a little bit differently now. Thank you, Jesus. I'm looking at these cards as these Ten of Wands. She carrying her spiritual truth home. And she coming home from the message. She's coming home from this long cycle. She's coming home to the party. She's coming home to prepare. She's home and she knows she will soon be able to shed her own and come. Oh my God. She's carrying this home. She's carrying this vision. She has a vision. And she's not getting lost. She's not going to get lost. She's not going to get lost in the cold. She's going to carry this home. She's going to come into her enlightenment. What has stopped her? What has, oh my God, she's coming into this enlightenment, coming into her treasure, coming into a space of patience. See that spider web? Creation. Spiders deal with creation. She has so much things that she has planted. Now she is again to plant again, but she is wondering, not getting stuck. Remember that the spiders are here to help and journey into a new to refresh herself. Not getting trapped into herself. Not getting trapped into herself. Not getting trapped into anything. So expect a powerful change. Expect a powerful change. Your hard work is paying off, Divine Feminine. Take a time to breathe out as well. This is beautiful. I heard you're on a conquest. You're on a conquest. You're on a conquest. Three of Cups, a union of other souls, of other feminine energy, bringing them together, bringing happiness, bringing joy, this Knight of Pentacles. It's just coming and studying and you see your treasure, like you are like, look at that, like you know. This is wow. King of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and Nine of Wands. Wow, this is beautiful. Expect Divine Feminine to come into her full purpose and come to her full authority. The Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminines are now completing a cycle. They have completed a cycle together. Wow. The Nine of Games. Wow. They're coming together. Look at all this. This is everything that they've gained. And like, think of this as a table. And look at this. And they're putting out, if you look at it like this, they're putting out everything that they gain on the table. And they're coming together to create something. They're coming together to empower a specific change. They're coming together to empower a specific change. This is the union when you're focused on healing the past, when you're focused on healing the older wounds and the things that have trapped you. You're coming into a place of justice. You're coming into a place of truth now. You're coming into the place of balance now. And this is now the time where you come and be able to gift, the great change, divine feminine, divine masculine. This is what pulls the unions together. This is what's pulling the unions forward when they're focusing on themselves, when they're focusing on what they're creating, what they are to create, how can they heal? She's learning something. She's learning something at this time. She's learning what she can do. She's learning how she can course correct. She's learning how to take her time. She's learning how to be patient. She's learning how to love. She's learning how to do it right the first time as well. As she integrates this into her knowing, she's not debating, she's following her truth, she's trusting herself. She's coming into union of self, trusting the ancestors, trusting the ancestors, trusting the ancestors, following her own values, her own beliefs. She knows what she's to do. She knows where she's to go. She knows where she is to be. She knows where she is to be found. She knows where she wants to be here, to be there, to be everywhere. She knows where she is to be. And so with that, she gains the world. She gains her fulfillment. And this is how they come into union. Because they trust themselves, and so that they can trust another. And when you do that, everything follows. Everything follows in the right steps, in the right orders. Everything can come together. Everything can be organized. Everything can be looked upon and be like, okay, yes, this is what we are to do. This is what he is to do. This is how I am to do, what I am to do. And I'm able to listen to myself. I'm able to follow through. I'm able to be led. So I have to read the Divine Feminine. So the Divine Feminine has to remember that she is stepping through womanhood as well. That she has to overcome something within herself. She has to overcome something within her own nature. And this is what's going to propel her. This is what's going to propel her forward. This is what's going to propel her inward. This is what's going to propel her towards something. And this is going to be able for her to release the pain, the suffering, to the capacity to love and over and forgive. She had to learn forgiveness. So I hope that you guys have learned something from this. I hope you guys have heard some messages from this. I want you to be your own teacher. I want you to apply these lessons, these stories to yourself. These stories have to do with everything and anything and everything. And when you remember that, when you remember that, and you remember that you are all connected, when you remember that these collective readings are not just for my health, but they're to help you expand, to understand what is going on above, so you can understand what is going down below, and you can understand what is coming from the east, and you can understand what's coming from the west, and you can bring them together, and you can bring them forward. And so in every single way and direction, you'll be able to understand the full-on truth and the full-on wisdom and the full-on completion. And with that, my beloveds, I hope that this resonates. I hope that this speaks truth. Give me some comments down below if you feel that it is not, if you feel that you cannot, or if you feel that you can resonate. Let me know. But I thank y'all and I love y'all.